And we're back. Black and Tan Barrier Podcast. And we got a crazy, crazy subject for you today. It's called the Safety Act. This is new law in Illinois. A lot of people are calling it the Purge Law.
I was about to say it must be safety if they're calling it the Safety Act.
No, this is straight. It's like it. Okay, it's a little excessive with the Purge, but it could be the opening to it
It's
because
the Purge.
yeah, the Purge, like the movie. It's like it could be the opening up to that because it's going to end cash bail in the state of Illinois, and we already know how bad Chicago is.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be letting a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be letting a lot of people go free because there's no cash bail to keep them in if they can't afford their bail. Their reasoning, so they say, is to help people who are at lower income brackets, that are poor. So it's a part being a ploy for the politicians to kind of get votes from black and brown folks. That's what I believe it's for, to get people on their side.
How would that get them to vote for it if it is an illusion of safety?
Pretty much is illusion of safety, but it was already passed. The governor already voted in himself. The governor put it in, and I'm like, wow. So it's gonna go in January 1st of 2023, and yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be hard times in the state of Illinois, I tell you, because like it's not good, bro. Not good. It's pretty much gonna look like, here's some of the stuff. Like, I have some of the things that is going to let people be able to get free from.
Okay.
So, okay. Under the law, entire categories of crimes such as aggravated batteries, robberies, burglaries, hate crimes, aggravated DUI, vehicular homicide, drug-induced homicides, all drug offenses, including delivery of fentanyl and trafficking, cases are not eligible for detention no matter the severity of the crime or the defendant's risk to the specific persons or the community unless the people's proved by clear and convincing evidence the person has a high likelihood of willful flight to avoid prosecution. So they pretty much, they can't do anything if it's not in these parameters. They just let you go. They can just let you go. And here's some more stuff for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Imagine the defendant who murdered his wife, to whom he no longer poses a threat, being released because of ridiculously limited legal standard. Even more absurd, judges may no longer issue a warrant when a defendant fails to come to court. Instead, an absent defendant must be served with a court order asking them to appear and then fail to appear a second time before a warrant may be issued. You gotta fail to appear court twice before they can give you a warrant. They can't look for you for 48 hours, even if you have, like, you're on parole or whatever, and you got a leg bracelet on to track you. They can't look for you for 48 hours, guys.
Yeah, by that time they'll be.
Yeah, you can be halfway to Alaska.
Yeah.
You're halfway to Alaska. And here's some more stuff for you guys. Let's say someone's camping in your property or your business. Police can't do anything. They can't do anything but write them a ticket. That's it. They can't arrest them for trespassing. They only can write them a ticket.
So they're taking the cops and turning them into mall cops.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like, yeah, that's where we're going, because it's like, because this wokeism has gotten to the point of people are actually trying to really defund the police. We need the police. We don't need them to have their job even harder than it is already, and have least amount of resources and least laws that's going to be in their favor, so they can prosecute these people and get these people locked up away and not on the street. And we already know how bad fentanyl is in our country.
Yeah.
And you're going to let people be able to sell this stuff and constantly get these kids strung out on this stuff? Like, they're getting younger and younger, strung out on these hard drugs, guys.
Aren't they putting it on, like, car handles and trying to, like, knock people out?
It's everywhere. Like I'm not familiar with all that, but it's everywhere. I see it all the time on our subways in the Bay Area. It's terrible, man. You got people constantly ODing.
That stuff absorbs through the skin, doesn't it?
I'm not. All I know is that they can smoke it. It's smokable heroin
Oh, okay.
on steroids. Smokable heroin on steroids. That's how they do it.
That's right.
They use this damn foil and their little pipes, and they be freaking puffing these fumes in. When you puff too much of them damn fumes, that shit will make your heart stop.
Yeah.
I was like, why even do that shit? It's crazy. So yeah, so
I like that risk.
yeah, it's like it's an epidemic, and you're gonna allow these people to be able to sell this stuff and transport it around and mess up communities. That's what we have in here.
Yeah, it looks like it's just like, yeah, I don't care. Do what you want.
You can let out murderers, even up to the second degree. Like, where are we still in the United States?
Where's the line drawn?
There is no
Right.
line. There is no line. This wokeism has got to the point that we want to make sure everybody feels safe and happy, but it's not. This is not safety. This is the last thing that this law is going to have for that for state. That, like, you can have a DUI. Like, I don't get it.
It's called safety. Is there a question mark on that?
Yeah,
Part of
it
the
should
name?
it should be. But
Wow.
here's their excuse. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Okay. I do see the fear that they're putting out there with people calling it a purge law, because that's what they do. The government will put propaganda out there to put people out there in fear. So I get that part. I can understand that part. I can also get the part that 60% of people sitting in U.S. jails have not been convicted yet. So a lot of these people could be convicted of minor crimes. I can understand that. But if they committed something that's serious, murder, all the stuff that I spoke to you guys about, why wouldn't they be, still locked up? Like, we don't need them on the street. That should be pretty much common sense, that these people are either going to run from their court dates or, they're not going to show up. They're going to try to disappear. So why not keep them locked up? But for minor offenses, I can get that, because why would you mess up someone's life? It's for little really small knick-knack misdemeanors, and they lose their job and their livelihood. So that's understandable. Why would not adjust the law in that aspect and provide more programs and education and jobs for the community? They don't really want that. They want to bring in the New World Order. This is what this is all about. These are the beginning stages of turning this country upside down. You let this pass in Illinois, they're going to spread this across other states. We already have a bad problem here in the Bay Area, especially in San Francisco and Oakland. Like, we have the fentanyl epidemic is all out here, and it's also in LA. It's like, and San Francisco is a sanctuary city, so we have mad car break-ins. We got zombies all over the place, strung out on fentanyl. We have shoplifting all over the place. Like, you have to stand in line just to go to Ross now. If you want to go get some discount clothes and get your little discounted fits, you got to stand in line like it's a big deal, because there's too many people stealing. And the security can't do nothing about it. And loss prevention, they can't do anything about it, because, what? We can't touch them. They can sue us, and the crime is not over a certain amount, so we can't really do nothing. It's like, what sense does that make?
Yeah.
That's gonna bring the economy down, and if people keep on stealing stuff, that store is not gonna be able to survive, and they gotta close down. Then what? People lost more jobs.
Yeah, doing that with like Walgreens in certain areas. They're like I heard the one in my neighborhood's closing down because everybody
Keep stealing.
Yeah.
So it's like, we see what lighten up the laws in San Francisco has done, and in the whole state of California. But if you can go to San Mateo County, it's totally different.
Yeah. Wait, why
Like-
did they do that here anyway?
It's because of San Francisco. It's a sanctuary city, so they can get away with different stuff. But if you go, as soon as you hit the suburbs of San Francisco and San Mateo County, the laws are strict. They will lock your ass up quick. They don't play over in the San Mateo County. That's why a lot of rich people live out in those suburbs, because it's a lot safer. Cops are hard on crime. Nobody want to get in trouble out there.
It's funny. Original BART extension is supposed to go out there.
Well, we'll see. It was already out there, but it stops at airport in Millbrae. That's the last part. But it's going to continue on further down into Silicon Valley to San Jose.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where we at in this country, people. We be able to let murderers out. We let people camp out on your property, and the cops won't do anything about it. You can have a DUI. You can sell drugs. They're pretty much giving you a list of things with what they will not you can get away with. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
And then you gonna name it the Safety Act?
Here's the safety act. Here's things you can do.
Pretty
Go
much.
ahead. Go have fun.
Pretty much. So this is terrible, guys.
I think the only difference I've seen from this, from the purge, is that there's no time limit.
Say again.
There's no time limit
On what?
on this. Like the purge. Purge had like 12 hours.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
yeah. Like he had a time limit on purge, but this one is gonna be all the time, and I don't know. It's not looking good for these guys.
Don't move out to Illinois.
Yeah, don't It's just not good, guys, because there's already been conspiracy about, government just leaving wooden boxes of guns and ammunition in the hood just so the guys go out there and kill themselves.
Yeah, kind of like how here in Oakland they had like just stacks of bricks for no reason.
Yeah, there's a lot of things out there. Like they'll plant people in your so-called groups to start ruckus so the police can break it up. But with this, you're just blatantly letting these guys walk free. So it's still a lot of stipulations. So if a lot of people thinking like maybe a lot of people who's done some of these crimes that they classified for people not be convicted for, they might be letting a lot of people out. So it's just not a good look. And then they try to, say this for equality for people who are poor. It's like, why make a law like that? Some of these crimes are extremely serious. So it'd be logical to, like you said before, have programs, education, jobs, and make the minute crimes of misdemeanor. You can let those people out and don't have to pay bail. But people who done serious crimes, they're gonna have to either have bail or you just keep them in there. It's like, I get it, this country is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but you're letting like blatant criminals out.
Yeah.
And they said it, regardless of the severity of the crime. So, how do you feel about this, my man? Like, where do you see that state going, and where do you see the rest of this country going?
You ever watched Back to the Future 2?
It's been a while, but I'm familiar with the movie.
Where Biff goes back in time.
Okay, yeah, the almanac. Yeah, okay.
He changes the future or the present
Yes.
to that dystopian look.
Yeah, totally, right.
I see it end up like that.
Wow.
There's going to be chaos in the streets, and I don't know, maybe some overlord will overrun everything.
Clown
Take
world.
over.
Clown world.
Yeah.
It's gonna be clown world. We're already there now, but it's gonna be the extreme ultimate clown world. And like I'm saying, it could be the beginning of the actual purge. Like if you're gonna, pass one thing like that, that's how they find their little tester state where they're gonna do these things at.
That's the worst part. That didn't.
Yeah, Chicago, of course.
Might as well say DC. Let's do that in DC.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying, if they got it in Illinois, they're gonna try to expand it to other states. So it's just not a good look, guys. And then a lot of people, this is the low attention spans era. No one's gonna take time to look at a 780-page law.
No, they're just gonna hope someone's gonna overlook it and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's like saying, I hear people talking on both sides. It's like everything's so polarized. So it's always the extremes of both sides. It's either the super extremes to the left or the super extremes to the right. When I research more stuff about this stuff, and when I hear both sides, they're all just pointing the finger at each other. And there's no one able to be in the middle and have that common ground, understand, so, okay, we could take certain things from you guys' side and take things from this side and bring them together. And that's how you have a more balance to this law. This one is just like, it's just totally appeasing to certain groups so they can get votes. but in the long run, it's just going to cause more crime because you see what happened here in the Bay Area, especially in San Francisco. It's like homelessness is run rampant. Told you about the fentanyl, shoplifting, car break-ins, and then there was another thing that just happened recently. Where was this at? It was in one of the neighborhoods in San Francisco. I think was it Hayes Valley? It's one of them communities. But anyway, these people had a camera in their garage. These people broke into their garage like 2 times.
All right.
Yeah, because they found it's unlocked, so they went in, took some stuff. Let's come back. Came back, took some more stuff. He's like, you know what? Let's take the car too. And they drove off and took the car too. I'm like, man, it's
Give him an inch, huh?
yeah, this is blatant. It's like it's terrible. So this is where we at, guys. And you start that in Illinois, it's gonna be straight lawlessness. So people, we gonna have to wake up. We're gonna have to really speak up. If you want these things to stop with the government, put laws into place that's not beneficial for the people. You're gonna have to make your voice be heard. That's why we got this podcast started, to talk about the ills that's happening in our world with dating and relationships, current events, and the culture that we're seeing developing in front of our eyes. It's like men don't want to be men, women don't want to be women, everybody want to be a clown, a dog. It's like, why can't you just be yourself? Be the person that you were born to be. But no, I want to change. Fine, you could change, you could do what you want, but we should be able to have our way, how we want to live our life too, and without you guys infringing on that. You don't want us to infringe on your life. Why should you infringe your ways on our life? So if we want things to be truly fair, we gotta really take a look of where we want this country to go. Because where everything's going is anything goes.
Yeah.
That's where we're going. It's like they're testing it out. It's like, okay, see how they say we have certain celebrities dressed like this. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can tweak a few laws here and there. See what they say. It's like, people, we have to wake up. They're constantly turning the buttons up on the treadmill on this new world order that we're living in. So it's like, what are we going to do? Are you going to continue to stay on this hamster wheel until you fall off? Like, what are you going to do? Because this is they're leading us somewhere, but I don't think it's somewhere positive.
No. What if they're trying to get that out there, trying to track criminals, just that?
Yes, they are, because that's another law that I researched that they got passed. I'm glad you brought that up. Very smart, my man. Very, very smart. This is what they're doing as well. That also in January 1st of 2023, they're passing a new law for your cell phone. The police can ask any phone companies for your locations on your phone, and they can get it now. There's no barrier now. They can, as soon as hey, we need such and such as location, and track where he's been or where she's been, and they can get that now. Because remember they had that little Apple debacle before, and then
for privacy.
Yeah, privacy. Now they just passed that. So you think about it. It's like, okay, you passed this weird law to let criminals run wild, and then also you be able to track them, anybody on their cell phones. Like, what are they up to? This is something fishy going on.
Sounds like some dark web stuff. You know,
Really? Explain. Because I'm not that tech savvy, so I've never even been on the dark web. I know what it is, but there's a lot of barriers, and it seems like you got to be a freaking
they made movies
super genius. You got to be a super genius just to get on it.
True, but there's so much you can do with that if you want to try to track people and do something mischievous online. Like if you want to, I don't say stalk somebody, but
Yeah, you can stalk. You can stalk someone, or you can. I feel it's a way where you can frame people.
Yeah.
That's what I worry about. It's like, no, I was really at this
Like, what
location,
if
but we're gonna
somebody-
switch your location to here.
What if someone cloned your ID to track you?
Yeah, like saying that's another thing. Like, if they can access, who knows? Like saying, the government's corrupt. Who knows what they can do? They can put certain information on your phone. Who knows? So it's just not a good look where we going. where are you gonna think we gonna be at in 2030? Will we still be here? Would it all been
We'll see what
crashed
happens
and
in
burned and
Illinois.
blow up? Say again?
We'll see what happens in Illinois with this test run they're doing. So
Yeah,
if
definitely
they-
a test run.
So I'm thinking maybe if they get all the crime to populate over there, they're gonna separate Chicago and Illinois or whatever from the United States. Have it be its own vigilante state.
Vigilante state. Wow. Is this where we're going now, people?
Maybe there go. Well, all the crimes there. It's just let that be part of Canada.
I don't know, guys. This is not good. Not a good look.
It can go many ways, but this is a fantasy. But who knows?
And
That
they
could
just
happen.
had an incident over there. What was it on the last holiday? What was it? They had like a shooting. The last holiday we had,
I don't remember. There were
like saying they got a
There-
bogus.
there's like a week where shootings were happening all around.
What was it? I think it was Memorial Day, Labor Day. One of them days they had it was a shooting. So it's like,
Wasn't it
yeah. it was-
Independence Day?
No, no, I don't think was it Independence? It might have been. It was something
Yeah.
that happened. It was on a big holiday and some shooting happened. So it's like you already got that having that now with the law being normal with cash bail. Imagine without cash bail. Like, these guys right now, and you got time to plot. You got time. Like, okay, I can get away with this. But robbery,
Yeah.
bank robbers, armed robbery, guys. Come on. That should be a grounds for someone to be locked up. So we'll see. Like I say, I've
Maybe-
heard different theories. Like some people say, like this on the woke side, like, how many things that these guys pass laws that they pass, and a lot of times the police still doesn't enforce it. I was like, yeah, maybe we'll see, but with
That's
already things people are talking about defund the police, they're gonna have limited resources to be able to counteract something like this. It's gonna be a flood of people, and you're gonna be letting more people out, and people gonna be putting more crimes because it's already hard times, no jobs, no education.
Sounds like it's gonna turn into like a Judge Dredd type of situation.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Like if someone's camping on your property or business, they're saying it's up to you, your discretion.
hmm
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, are we going back to the old Wild Wild West? It's like we put everything in our hands. Is that where we're going now?
It's like they're gonna try to give that, and then there's gonna be this uproar, and like, oh, we need stronger laws, and it's like, well, there's no more cops. There's now judges.
Yeah.
We're gonna go there and judge the situation.
Like I have
Get
family
Judge
out
Dredd
there,
style.
so like people speak up in your state. Like I'm in California, but like I feel bad for you guys because I'm worried about the rest of the United States. Yeah, they get it passed there, they can get it passed anywhere else. So like you guys need to speak up in your state. Like why would you let someone your governor pass something like that? It's crazy. It's like y'all need to tweak it because they're still talking about stuff we can do, we can tweak it, blah blah blah. It's like you should have thought about that before you put it into place.
What are the laws on retaliation if someone trying to do that crime against me?
I'm not sure yet, man. But like said, like battery. So what you think? Like,
So it just keeps going until it's death.
look, they can't really convict you for unless they think you're a harm. Like you can kill your wife since she's dead already. He's not a harm to anybody. Well, this is crazy. No, you can hold someone else hostage. You can kill someone else. Like that doesn't make sense.
Like, at what point is it violence, harm, and then like self-defense?
Yeah. But apparently, they're only going to be able to get a ticket for being on your private property. So they're saying the wording is at your discretion. So I'm like, it's straight lawlessness and vigilante.
Yeah, that's not good.
So, like, I can understand like some of the things like what the Black Panthers did. That's different because they were getting terrorized in their community by their own city cops.
Yeah.
So that's understandable. But you're gonna have actual criminals be able to walk for certain things that in their eyes in this new law it's not a major offense anymore, which sounds crazy. I get innocent until proven guilty, but goddamn, you got the blood in your hand and the knife in your hand, you guilty.
Yeah.
It's like that should be enough clause right there. Okay, you are a danger. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence that shows that you are the main suspect. That should be clear. But in this new clown world we're living in right now, anything goes.
Who's getting paid for this? That's what I'm wondering. Who's
Politicians.
benefiting?
The
from these
politicians,
changes?
because they're going to get the votes for these our poor hypnotized liberal people that only vote Democrat, that can never vote anything against what they grew up on.
Yeah.
So this is what's going to happen. It's like we need people to start gravitating towards the independent party, because both the Democratic and Republican Party are done. They're done. We need the independents. The independents is people are going to be the ones that save this country. Those are the votes that are going to change everything, because those are the ones that are able to vote on both sides. So we'll need a balance. We got certain aspects locally, we probably have to vote Republican so they can be more harder on crime and more beneficial for businesses. And then maybe nationally, we can be more liberal. So you can have a little bit of a balance. You have a balance of like, okay, we need to treat people with fairness and respect and keep things equal and have resources for all. But at the same time, we need to be stern on our criminals, big on enterprise and business in our country. That's what this country was based on, is pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and making something of yourself. But how we're looking right now is like, yeah, you can, if you can't get a job, you got to get your money somewhere where you can in this underworld, either, do sex work or trapping and scheming and credit card and,
Yeah.
scamming. Now, this is the culture we're at right now. It's like anything goes. You could be wherever you want to be. Don't judge me. There's no shame.
We've been off balance for a long time.
Long time.
Scales
We've been
are tipping.
this has been engineered. This has been engineered since before we were born.
Yeah. Just now it's like.
Yeah, it's like it's blatant in your face now. It's like we're here. So it's time for people to wake up. Like, this is some serious stuff going on. So we got to start being more vigilant and not get distracted and focus on what's really happening. And it's called the Great Reset, people. We do not want to be having the United States turn into a place like maybe Russia or China or North Korea or Iran, where you can get locked up for saying the wrong things, voicing your opinion,
Or beat to hell for.
or killed. So that's where we at. They're trying to cancel freedom of speech. They cancel our boy Tate, but he's still running strong on Rumble. So this is where we at. People, we need to fight for our freedom. And like I said, my man Tate, he's got something up his sleeve, man. Cause like he's doing something big with that war room, man. He has like over 100 and close to 130 millionaires on there.
Nice.
That's paying $5,000 a year to be in the war room.
Hey, all right.
So he has his own little international syndicate, like his own personal Illuminati /
Like his brain trust.
Yeah. So no, but you have to have something to counteract this system. So he said he's in stage 2. So he's trying to do something with this Rumble to kind of have some competition for the top social media conglomerates. Because they're all in cahoots. Because that was like crazy, like how they canceled all his pages and canceled their bank accounts, so they can't have any money. But of course, they got money elsewhere in other accounts. But
Wait, when they cancel your money, what happens to the money?
like, it's pretty much like a freeze on your account.
That's fucked up.
Kind of like how they did in Canada with the truck drivers.
All right.
They couldn't access their accounts because these people were supporting a cause that they didn't support. So this is where we're at, people. Freedom of speech is in danger. Freedom of press and like laws, like actual laws and justice is in jeopardy right now, people. So it's time to wake up. It's time to hit the streets. You know, either get your own podcast started or get yourself out there and get it with the mainstream media and try to get certain things, you know,
Just spread the word.
yeah, spread the word and get things, you know, attention to the causes that you want to be heard. Because there's nothing you can do is just sit back and complain and not say nothing. Like, they just...
You can't change the world by sitting on your couch.
Yeah, exactly.
You
So,
gotta be out there doing it.
yeah, you get out there and and wake people up, man. So it's crazy times, people. So, like I said, I just wanted to get this off my chest because it's like I'm like concerned, man. This is like a lot of stuff going on. So it's time to wake up, people. You got any last thoughts, my man?
Now we just gotta keep track on this, see how it goes, and later in next year, and see what the progress is out there.
Yeah.
And we'll update everybody as we see.
Well, you heard it here first. I predict heavy crime next year in the state of Illinois.
I predict that there's gonna be a lot of people moving out of state.
Yeah.
And a lot of crime moving in.
Wow. Yeah, that's what happened here. Like, we got rampant homelessness and fentanyl epidemic. So,
yep.
We out here, guys. This is the Black and Tan Bay Area podcast. If you want to reach us, we have our email.
Yep. Blacktan 415@gmail.
And then we have our Instagram,
which is Black and Tan.
Mr. Black and Tan.
Yeah, Mr. Black and Tan.
And we're out here on Facebook, Black and Tan Bay Area podcast. It's just serious, guys. It's like, I don't know. But we out here keeping the conversation going, and we're out.
Peace out.